The air on Zentharia was heavy with the scent of burning trees and dying hope. Even the sky, once a deep lavender hue, had turned blood red. The war between the Zenthari Dominion and the Krell Empire had devastated cities, shattered alliances, and left millions dead. Princess Shalvanna, heir to the throne of Zentharia, lay motionless on a bed of moss in the ruins of the royal sanctuary. Her bioluminescent veins flickered erratically, a sign of approaching death. The Krell's bioplasma weapon had infected her blood, and no known antidote existed, except one. But it came from a source no Zenthari would ever accept willingly: human blood. More specifically, blood from a human born on a Class 9 death world Earth, genetically chaotic, painfully adaptive, and wildly resilient. Human blood could overwrite the invasive bioplasma if bonded through a neural link, but the process was irreversible and always fatal for the donor. Only one human volunteer, Sergeant Kale Mercer, a battle-scarred warrior. Kale had already lost everything: his ship, his crew, and most of his right arm. He had fought side by side with Zenthari commandos during the siege of Vaughn Prime and earned their trust, if not their admiration. But volunteering to die for their royalty? That made him something else entirely. "You're certain about this?" asked Commander Thress, his translucent scales twitching in disbelief. Kale looked down at the dying princess. Her lavender skin had dulled, her four glowing eyes barely open. "She saved my life once," Kale said, voice steady. "Pulled me from the wreckage during the Talon Ridge collapse. I owe her." "She didn't save you so you could throw your life away," Kale chuckled grimly. "That's kind of what we do, us humans." The neural bomb process was prepared in haste. The sanctuary's altered chamber was converted into a makeshift biotransfer pod. Ancient vines and alien tech intertwined, casting strange shadows as the Zenthari healers began the ritual. Kale sat shirtless, countless scars crisscrossing his chest. A small injector hissed as it sensed his neural patterns with Shalvanna's, forming a psychic bridge. The moment their minds touched, Kale gasped. He saw her memories of crystal oceans, of war councils, of laughter with her siblings under twin moons. And she saw his muddy boot prints on alien soil, the scream of battle, the loneliness of command. Why? Her voice echoed in his mind. Because even when the galaxy forgets mercy, we humans don't. The final stage of the bond began. Kale's blood flowed through a shimmering conduit into Shalvanna's veins. She arched in pain, then exhaled, a soft, slow breath that didn't sound like dying anymore. Kale slumped, his strength draining with each beat of her new heart. The light behind his eyes dimmed, but he managed a faint smile. "Worth it," he whispered Dot, and then he was gone. 3 solar days later, Shalvanna emerged from the sanctuary. She walked on her own, her eyes bright again. Every Zenthari present knelt, but she didn't acknowledge the cheers. She walked straight to Kale's sealed stasis coffin, her hand pressed against the transparent shell. "This human gave me more than life," she said, her voice carrying across the plaza. "He gave me a second chance, not just to live, but to lead." She turned to the soldiers, healers, and counselors gathered before her. "We Zenthari are proud, but pride nearly destroyed us. The Krell saw us as weak, divided. It was a human who reminded us what strength truly looks like." From that day forward, Kale Mercer was named Guardian of the Throne, a title never before granted to a non-Zenthari. His memory was etched into the royal archives in crystal and fire. And Princess Shalvanna, she carried his memory in her blood forever. She never took another mate.